What if I told you that the point of greatest arousal in the female body isn't it even what you imagine? It's not the breasts, nor the neck, nor the clitoris. It's an area that almost no one touches with intention, but that can completely transform the way a woman feels pleasure. Over time, many couples fall into a routine and forget that, for a woman to truly open up, she needs to feel something that goes far beyond the physical. Confidence. And amazingly, this confidence can start right there, in that forgotten region around the navel. If you're over 60 and think pleasure wanes over time, get ready to rethink everything. Today I'm going to show you how a simple touch, done right, can rekindle desire, deepen emotional connection, and transform your intimacy into something conscious, alive, and much more pleasurable. But first, answer me. How many times have you looked at her navel and thought, there may be the secret? Few know, but the navel area is like a hidden switch in the female body. It is there, discreetly, that a powerful response of female arousal can be triggered, not by intensity, but by subtlety. The gentle touch, almost whispered by the skin, causes a direct tactile stimulus to the female physiology, which responds in a visceral way. We are not talking about obvious zones, but neglected territory, where trust begins to flourish. It is at this point that the key to conscious sex is formed, and few men have any idea of it. Imagine an abdominal massage done with warm hands, in slow, almost hypnotic circular motions, while synchronized breathing fits in like a silent dance. It is at this moment that the body begins to silently release its heaviest blood flow, radiating from the abdominal aorta to the sensitive points of the pelvic region. Female arousal grows not by pressure, but by presence. The secret? Not to invade, but to invite. And the navel? He answers like an oracle. The science behind it is fascinating. The brain's mirror neurons pick up the subtle signals of touch and intention. When done well, this tactile stimulus awakens not only the skin, but also emotional memories linked to pleasure and care. And this is even more true in care in old age, when the body asks for more delicacy, but still pulsates for true emotional connection. Want to get started, right? Start where no one else starts, downtown, in the navel. Breathing and relaxation. The first goal is to gain confidence and relaxation through synchronized breathing. The woman needs to feel safe to open up. Before any touch, there is a more powerful gesture: breathing together. Synchronized breathing isn't just a pretty detail, it's the invisible password that unlocks relaxation and activates mirror neurons. When a man adjusts his breathing rhythm to that of his partner, he sends a silent message: I'm with you, in your time. This generates an immediate sense of trust, almost like returning to the lap of someone who understands us without words. Female arousal begins with air, not touch. In abdominal massage sessions, for example, it is common for the woman to only surrender after about a minute of shared breathing. This is because the body only releases blood flow to sensitive regions when it feels safe. The navel area responds best when the internal environment is at peace, and this only happens with genuine relaxation. A practical trick: inhale when she inhales, exhale in the same rhythm. You'll be playing hands-free. Now think of female physiology as an orchestra. If the internal instruments are tense, there is no melody. But if the mind relaxes, the body responds with deeper and deeper sensations. This is especially true in care for the elderly, where relaxation is not a luxury, it is a necessity. With each synchronized breath, a layer of defense falls, and that's when the right touch starts to make sense. How to touch properly? The man should have warm and soft hands. The touches around the navel should be gentle and synchronized with the woman's breathing. Most men underestimate the power of a well-groomed hand. It is not enough to just touch it. It is necessary that the touch is done with warm, soft hands, without cuticles that scratch or distract. Female physiology responds first to care, then to contact. When the fingers slide with serene intention through the navel area, synchronized with the woman's breathing, it is as if to say, I am here, whole, for you. This simple gesture has a direct impact on relaxation and confidence. Now let's get practical. Wash your hands with warm water. Apply a little natural vegetable oil, such as almond or grapeseed oil, and do a test. Slowly lean against the navel area and wait. If her body takes a deeper breath, you're on the right track. If you tense, stop and start again more lightly. The secret is in the presence. Touch should be almost like an extension of the breath, not an isolated gesture. This type of touch, when done well, activates blood flow and communicates without words that the moment is safe. Especially in old age, where touch becomes a type of emotional language, care is even more vital. The emotional connection begins when the body feels it can let its guard down. And guess what? The area around the belly button is a powerful radar for this. But for those who think that everything ends with touch, little does he know what comes next. There is a silent but extraordinary mechanism that commands much of the human connection: mirror neurons. They are responsible for making what we call feeling together, without even realizing it. When there is genuine trust between two people, especially in intimate moments, the breath aligns on its own. The female body captures this almost instinctively. This attunement provokes a kind of emotional connection that no mechanical technique ever achieves. This attunement doesn't have to be forced. It happens naturally when the environment is right. The gentle touch in the navel area, the presence of warm hands, the low and secure voice, everything cooperates so that the female body allows this delivery. The mirror neurons realize when we are safe, and then something magical happens. Female physiology opens up, blood flow intensifies, and female arousal emerges as a silent, rhythmic dance. In practice, it is as if the body of the two began to converse in a language that the rational mind does not understand. And this, for those who live maturity and seek care in old age, can be deeply healing. Emotional connection does not require youth, it requires presence. Mirror neurons have no age, they just need truth. But if the connection is already intense with the breath, imagine when the movement begins. Once trust is established and relaxation has taken over the environment, it's time for an almost imperceptible, but extremely powerful transition. Circular movements around the navel area begin, slow, continuous, as if the hand were conducting a symphony. This tactile stimulus has a specific function: to increase blood flow, especially in the pelvic region, awakening female arousal gradually and deeply. It is an invitation, not an invasion. Female physiology responds elegantly to these stimuli. The body begins to heat up from the inside out. The signs of pleasure appear subtly: more intense breathing, muscles that come loose, eyes that close effortlessly. With time and practice, this touch becomes a ritual and not just a technique. Especially in care for the elderly, when the body asks for more calm and more connection, this sensitive approach transforms what would be any touch into something memorable. It is as if the navel were the gateway to an inner temple. By descending with the movements, without haste, just leading the rhythm of excitement, the man allows desire to grow naturally, without having to force anything at all. The abdominal aorta vibrates to the rhythm of the touch, irrigating sensations with intensity and safety. And it is exactly at this moment that conscious sex begins to show its first visible signs. Let's get to the facts. The abdominal aorta is not just any vein. It is the largest blood vessel in the human body. Somewhere between 2 and 215 centimeters wide, it is like a pulsating highway that carries life throughout the trunk. Any touch there needs to be careful, precise, and above all respectful. When you massage the navel area, you are dealing with a vital energy center. A simple, poorly conducted movement can interrupt relaxation, while the right touch, it takes female arousal to the next level. That's where synchronized breathing comes in as a practical tool. 1 minute, that's the golden time. 60 seconds of breathing at the same pace as her, and the body begins to loosen. You don't need to rush, nor to perform. Only presence. That's enough time for the mirror neurons to kick in, the nervous system to let its guard down, and the blood flow to begin to circulate more freely, setting the stage for an experience of real emotional connection. And you see, this is not just romance talk. It's the strategy of those who understand female physiology. When you know what you're doing, when you know the anatomy, touch becomes language. Especially in care for the elderly, where haste has no place and intention is everything. A minute may seem short, but it is enough to turn distrust into confidence. And then, the next stage opens up on its own. Now tell me, what are you going to do with all this you learned today? Are you going to leave this knowledge in the drawer, or are you going to put it into practice and transform your intimacy into something that really matters? Because there is only one truth. Conscious pleasure begins with intention, and intention is built with knowledge. What was the part that surprised you the most? The navel area, mirror neurons, or the fact that it can all start with a simple breath? Tell me here in the comments. If you like this video, type connection down here. If you don't like it, type disconnect, so I can improve the content for you. And of course, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications, because there is much more about female physiology, conscious pleasure, and true connection coming around.